Welcome to Mindfully Integrative Podcast with your host, Dr. Damaris G. Mindfully Integrative is a podcast discussing ways toward mindfully incorporating integrative health into our lives. This podcast will have informative resources, fun topics, interviews, and discussions relatable for today with a true mindful perspective in a mind-body, holistic life approach. Hi, how are you? This is Dr. Damaris G, the integrative family nurse practitioner. And today on Mindfully Integrative Podcast, we have an amazing guest in this mindful chat with Mandy McAllister. She is a real estate investor. She is a mindset ninja. She's a mom, and she has so many other wonderful qualities, as well as she's a leader of this Aspiring Women Achieving More. And she'll tell you a little bit more about that and many other things that she's doing in the field, in her life, but how this plays in this podcast, financial health, overall wellness, and her kind of looking in a whole approach of life. And I can't wait for you guys to talk with her further. Hey, Mandy.
Oh, hi. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited to catch up with you.
I know, it's so exciting. So, I love that you're on, and I know it's a little different kind of platform for you, not just real estate, but I know that you have a wealth of knowledge for our listeners and those watching. So
yeah, thank you. And I do always say that I do love real estate, but I love real estate for the life it affords me. So the chance to have this fully formed, well-rounded life. And I think that's exactly what you stand for.
Yeah, it's like a huge part of us,
Mm-hmm.
To have time for our families, to have really be able to bring that life purpose. And I think you have that life purpose, part of that. I just want, start, that's a little fun fact. What's a fun fact that people don't know about you?
Well, I'm a farm kid. I grew up in a town of 800 people, and my graduating class was in high school was the same kids I went to kindergarten with. So 26 kids. I finished third, so I didn't finish in the top 10%. So that's
How is that
funny.
Even possible?
Isn't that funny? That's pretty funny.
It is really silly. Oh, because the 10%. Oh wow, the 26 kids. That's it. You guys know each other? Wow.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't even imagine. So tell us a little bit about your story. I know this podcast is on integrative, but integrative to me and brings in achieving wellness in a whole mindset and this whole perspective of having life purpose and where you're at and tell us a little bit about your story and what's going on.
Sure. I mean, this life purpose thing hits me in a real, particularly straight with an arrow way, especially today, because we didn't talk about this beforehand, but I was an author in a multi-author book called Aspire Women Finding Their Purpose. And I
we have to put that in the show notes. So don't worry, listeners, they're going to put in the show notes. We're going to put it in there.
And so today was our launch, and we so far are rated as a bestseller in Australia, Germany, and America. So we're international bestsellers as it stands right now. But it's just this incredible group of women that, we're from a ton of different countries, a ton of different backgrounds. And it's, we are communal creatures as women, right? So the chance to talk about the stuff that we kind of felt that we needed to overcome, the obstacles and challenges that we faced, no one is alone. And the one thing that is scary when you are in a state of fear or a negative, feeling space, it's because you feel alone most of the time in what it is that you're feeling. So the chance to share our stories of what it is that we've gone through, what a unique opportunity to potentially get to lift up another woman in the process. So personally, for me, I spent a lot of time being the perfect little girl, and I, got all A's, and I did all the right things, and I raised my hand, and I got the job I was supposed to get. And, somewhere in, my 30s, I realized, oh my God, I don't even know what I like. I don't know who I am at my core, because I spent 30 some odd years being what everybody else needed me to be. So I feel firmly that anything that you're going to do, investing, work, showing up as a wife, showing up as a mom, it starts from within first.
100%.
You
Oh,
have to know you before you can do anything else well.
Oh, we got to pause on that for a sec. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, it's real. That's the truth of it. And sometimes that inner thinking and that inner voice may be uncomfortable or may be difficult to see or be part of initially, but look where you've transition. I mean, I know you could talk a little bit about that. I mean, I know that you're in real estate and you're in these, but look at how far you've transitioned. And I don't know if you want to talk a little bit more about that or, and your mom and your working mom and and you're building up financial freedom and incorporating how important financial health is in life so that you can have the life that you need and what you can accomplish. I just, touch base on a little bit of a struggle first, let's say, or just initial part of your story.
One of everybody's lives are kind of exclamation pointed with a bunch of different turning points. And I mean, one primary turning point for me was, I had just won President's Club in my sales job. I did exactly what I was supposed to do. I, was a top performer. I did all of the things that all of the people needed me to do. And then I was in this spot that, if anybody's in a sales role, that if you knock it out of the park one year, the next year is increasingly difficult because your growth rate you're required to maintain changes. So I was in a spot that a boss was telling me to do something that was not okay in terms of, dealing with patients. And, I said I was in a spot that I was a brand new mom and I had what I was fondly calling the stress pukes because this boss was telling me to do stuff that I didn't think was okay. Anyway, because I had a few $1,000s coming in passive income as a real estate investor, I knew that I would be fed and my kid would be fed. And I knew that our mortgage would be paid. So I was able to live by my moral compass and authenticity and say, no, that's not okay. Even though I was in this position where, there's no retaliation, but there's retaliation, I so very much was fearful that I would lose my job, but who cares? Because I get this chance to go live by my moral compass and kind of doubling down on that, well, then shoot, if I know that everything's going to be okay because my Maslow's hierarchy of needs are, basic, are met, then why am I not living a more true life to myself and what I want? Because we get one trip around the sun, so I ran more directly at, okay, well, what do I need in order to live a life of full freedom so that I'm the one dropping my kid off at school every day, so that I'm the one who's at every single soccer practice in the rain or shine, So I ran directly at it. And as soon as I set that as my outcome that I was running towards, within 12 months, I hit the numbers I needed to see to feel financially free. And I'm announcing retirement within the month.
I'm so excited for you. That's so exciting. Like, that's amazing in itself. And I want to kind of circle back to you talking about time. I know people talk about this a lot, the time for money, this and that. But what an element of where I love that you're saying is you want to be there for your son. You wanted to have a moment in life so that you can be part of those moments that are important to you. And you've made that possible. So now retirement, it's not that you're retired, you're still going to be working, but you're not working for this way that you don't have to be. Now you have choices. Now you have time. Now you can be around. And I 100% believe that still now your health is going to be directly aligned with that, and how you present yourself into the world is going to be directly aligned with that, because now you have like control of it, right? Like, and I don't know, I feel like your time now is part of that whole health perspective of we talk about it in integratives part is that like you cannot give your full self to something if you're not, you can't like really be in it if you don't give your full,
Right. You can't give your full self if you are not your full self.
Yes, exactly. That's it. Gonna have to pull a quote for you on that one.
I know. I'll cross stitch that on a pillow for you.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I feel like, money isn't talked about a lot in our culture, and you and I get to talk about it a lot because we're, part of culture or these circles that this is it's an okay thing to talk about because it buys us freedom. We're interested in money for the freedom and for the choice rather than the Louboutins. And, like that, what matters to you more, what dream are you chasing really?
Mhm.
And that again starts at home.
Yeah, no, it starts at home. And the most important part that you're talking about here is like, in my field in healthcare, we don't like to talk about money because we're like, oh, we're trying to serve others. We're trying to help others.
Mhm.
But when you really look down to, and that's why I'm really was so excited about having you on the show, is not only are you financially, we're talking about the health as a whole, but it's replacing time. So then you have been able to do so many impactful things for others. Now you're doing, you have a group called Aspiring Women Achieving More, 2,300 women or 2,500 women or so that you're helping because you have maybe a little bit more time and availability for them, more time for your family, more available space so that you can breathe, And I just think it's just so important for people to understand that that is part of it and not to feel guilty of having the mindset of wanting more for yourself.
Okay. Two things out of that. One, self-care is not selfish.
It freaking hell yeah.
Right. And number two, until your cup is full, you can't fill anybody else up, and I want to at least like put one more like underline here that, I'm an avid podcast listener and I have been for many, many years. And I got first interested in real estate investing in 1999. I didn't buy anything until 2016. So I would look at, all of these experts on podcasts, talking about, their rags to riches story or how they found their enlightenment or whatever, and thinking like, oh no, that's neat. She's different. She's going to go eat, pray, love her way to this very different life. And she, I'm the girl who does everything perfectly and I couldn't possibly. Well, I am here to tell you, I am 0% different. I am 0% special. So it's the thing that's different about me is that I made the decision to actually put my money where my mouth is and live my life in a way that was congruent with what I said was important to me. I really challenge anybody listening here, write your list of things that are important to you. And then are you living into that? Because I said it was very important to be a mother when I had a newborn kid. But then I realized it took a step back and I was working 14-hour days so that I could win President's Club because I was supposed to. And it was this, I needed to feel important significance thing. And I wasn't really prioritizing being a mom if I was truthful with myself. That hit me like a ton of bricks. And I made significant changes in how I live my life to support the things I knew were important to me. So I challenge you, make that list and gut check yourself because you might need to be a little more truthful with yourself.
I think that is so important and so deep that the truth is within, but the fact that you were like truth seeking and saying, I thought I was this, and I thought this is what I needed to do. Like you said, being in the President's Club or whatever that perfect thing is for someone else listening on here. They thought they had to do X, Y, Z. I can go and relate to you on that. I thought I had to get a freaking doctorate to feel good about myself. No freaking way. Does it matter? No, because what I found out is I don't know a hell of a lot and I'm always researching and learning. So, and what I learned along the way is I need to make a difference. I need to make impact. And I want to change the world, not freaking worry about what I want to educate other people and talk about other stuff. And it's like that, it's like, if it keeps going egocentric, I didn't change that thought. And for you, you're seeing it like you knew that you wanted to be the best mom you could, but if you didn't have the time or space to be there, that was hard. So you changed your life, you changed that perspective. And that in itself is an alignment and awareness that a majority of people don't have, and someone listening on here is going to be like, I need to center within. And like you said, self-care is not selfish. And to sit with that and to align and be aware, that's some stuff. I mean, that's why you are one of the mindset ninjas. I love it. And I love it. So it's beautiful there. Can we talk more in this, your book and also about your group?
Yeah. So, well, the book is called Aspire Women Finding Their Purpose. I'm one of 20 women who had a chance to write a chapter in it. It's just, I'm just so proud to get to be aligned with these women who have had, different struggles all the way through, different things to overcome, and they have triumphed. And I'm here to tell you that, the women run the world. We really do. It's Beyonce said it best, right? So it's really, if you've read The Moment of Lift, Melinda Gates's book, it's in educating women. It's in lifting up women, because we run the households, we run the families, we inspire the next generation in a larger way. So it's so important to be living your truth so that the next generation can see and live into theirs. So consider buying that book on Amazon.
I'm going to put in the link.
Love it. And then Aspiring Women Achieving More, it was kind of born of, a number of women who were real estate investors. So when you start to engage, you'll see we're pretty real estate investor heavy.
Oh, I met Mandy through real estate. So yes, that's how we're connected.
But the purpose of the group is to be this whole woman. Like we love real estate, but we love it for the life it affords us, the freedom that it affords us, and not having to, just to be able to live by our moral compasses and know our needs are going to be met. So, it's a free group that, we do a lot of. Right now, we're still doing accountability groups for free every Friday. And, bring us your issues that you're working on. We'll help you figure out what your North Star is, what's that big thing you're running towards. And then we just weekly check in to see what's that next right step. And, it's been so cool to see the progress that women have made. One woman in a month's time decided she wanted to work on her health, lost 17 pounds. One woman wanted to start speaking as a financial educator. Yep. And she now has this big deal organization, Financial Literacy for Her, which is all about empowering women in their finances. And she gets speaking engagements left and right. It's so cool to watch everything happening. And it's really just a place for women to applaud loudly for other women. Because, if you think of it, one generation ago, there was one woman in the C-suite that broke through that glass ceiling, right? So everybody else kind of looked at her and kind of hated her because she got the one spot. Well, now there's more seats at the table. So it's incumbent on us as female leaders in this generation to really lift each other up so that the next generation sees a great example. So that's the thing that we're really, nurturing at Aspiring Women Achieving More, and looking to do more of it.
Oh my God. That just sounds like it's going to grow even more. I mean, I follow it, and I've been trying to get myself into this Friday. I'm like, I keep seeing these accountable. I'm like, all right, I got to put it on the calendar. So I'm hoping to get in further with that too. And, I just love what you've been doing and how much you've inspired others. And I'm congratulate you for coming back to your center and finding where you need to be. And I know that it goes ebbs and flows. And, I know life's not perfect, but I think what you're doing right now is amazing, and keep doing it. Cause I had one mentor tell me at one point in life that, the door opens, the window's open, one door closes, a window opens, or sometimes if you are in your flow, which it seems like you are in your flow and you are where you need to be, that this is exactly, things are going in the right direction for you. And I see nothing more but amazing things happening for you.
Thank you so much.
And maybe at some point we'll do more things,
so proud to get to be in your circle.
Yeah. And I can't wait to, maybe probably do some deals down the road and all that real estate stuff. But yeah, but in general, I very much so am grateful for you being on the podcast and for, telling, a little bit about your story and sharing. Is there anything that you want to add in for today that you would like to tell the listeners?
Finding your North Star, the thing you're running after, if that happens to be financial freedom, I made a little calculator that as a real estate investor helped me kind of get more granularly clear on what that is, I'll provide the link to that free calculator that I made to hopefully help somebody define what their financial freedom looks like.
I love it. Oh my God. I can't wait to have them see. So I'll have all the, ways to get a hold of you in the show notes. But if you want to send out just one little extra shout out right now, I can put it.
Sure. Best way to find me is mandymcallister.com. It's a catch-all for all the stuff I do.
Awesome. Oh, that's right. Because you are also a mindset coach. You're a coach really, because really, I mean, people need to meet you and get to know how to get into this financial freedom and just being a really great mom too, trying the best every day.
Yeah. It's a little better every day. That's what
I call it. I mean, I, as I say, and I end my show, find a mindful way each and every day because, it's a work in progress. It's not perfect.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for being on the show today. And thanks listeners for listening on Mindfully Integrative Podcast. And thanks guys. And I hope to speak with you soon. And each and every day, find yourself a mindful way. Bye. Namaste.
Thank you for listening to the Mindfully Integrative Show with Dr. Damaris Maria Grossman, family nurse practitioner. This podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and is not the substitute for professional medical advice, diagnose, or treat. Always consult your healthcare provider before making changes to your healthcare routine. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. If you enjoyed our show, please support us by leaving a mindful review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite streaming platform. Interested in being a guest or more information? Email us at info@mindfullyintegrative.com. For resources mentioned in the show, visit our website at www.mindfullyintegrative.com. You can also connect mindfully with Dr. Damaris on her social media links found on the site. May your strength and peace guide you to find a mindful way every day. Namaste.